welcome on in. I hope this reading is finding you well today. And it's a crazy week, I think. I mean, it's starting to ease up on me. I hope your energy is, feeling a little bit lighter. Hopefully it's not an Aquarian thing. It might be my Taurus rising, but let me know down in the comments below how y'all are doing with this energy, because I think really regardless of sign, it's getting pretty tense for a lot of people. I've been noticing people going through some really difficult stuff lately. All signs, okay? And it's just not with the card reading. It's with the, my offline life. I'm noticing people that I know offline are really, or know of, I'm hearing that people are going through some real struggles. So, well, we just had that pop out, and it was the Freedom card in reverse. Have you lost your freedom? Do you feel like you lost your freedom? That was a full card in that deck. And in reverse, maybe some of you are feeling fearful about what's coming up next for you. Some of you give into a bit of impulsivity. And this Divine card is a wild card in this deck. Actually, it's an elemental card, my bad. But it came up in the reverse as well. So some of you are feeling maybe confused or distressed. Some of you maybe have become a little bit impulsive. I have, because I've just gotten, I've reeled myself in over the last couple days, but man, over the last week, I've gotten really impulsive. Like, I've had it, And again, I might be able to blame that on my Taurus rising wanting to bulldoze things through when they're not moving. But again, it's kind of an Aquarian thing to just kind of be random, unconventional, that Uranian part of us that can just be very spontaneous and revolutionary and just bring something out of left field. People didn't see it coming. So what I'm going to do is try to see what cards come out of this deck for you and your person of interest, just to get a general energy. And what I'm seeing for you is that you're trying to manifest something. You've got the Magician's card right here. So, yeah, you probably are taking some initiative. Maybe at times it's coming across impulsive to people or out in left field, but doggone it, you're trying to take some initiative and be maybe creative, create something in your life. Some of you, it might be coming out in a more disciplined way, but regardless of how you are expressing this within yourself, you are... I think you're having more confidence, more boldness maybe, to just step out there and manifest what your heart really desires. Now, your person of interest, they have the Divine card. Wow, we see that yet again, which is spirit, It's this energy of higher self in the universe. So I'm going to say that if you're totally single and you really have no significant other, I don't know, I've never really picked this up in a spread before, but I'm just getting a vibe here that this other person might be spirit, This other person might in fact be like, even if you're in a marriage or a commitment, but you feel alone, this is like spirit is your counterpart, right? People come and go, spirit stays, right? That's something I've learned. People can come and go, but God stays. And so if you're feeling at all alone right now, because that Fool card and the Magician card, it's kind of a lot of solo type of energy, right? She's cooking something there by herself. That Freedom card was all alone, okay? So we'll see how this, comes out in this layout. This should be very telling. Maybe I'll understand that card more as we go on, but I am going to pull a spread to find out, you know, it's kind of a you versus them spread of what the two of you are thinking, feeling, and then we'll get some cards to tell us what is the obstacle and what is the advice, and I'll clarify as needed. So, Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Well, at the foundation, you have a Page of Cups. Some of you might have a water sign child, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, as do I. If it's not somebody younger than you, it could be somebody, it could simply just be like a love message coming in. Okay, we'll see what else that means as we go along. All right, so what you're thinking about is, I'm hearing renewal. As soon as I pulled that card, I heard renewal. Some of you, you are looking for new love in your life. And if you're like, no, that's not me, I'm done with that nonsense. Then you're looking for just some kind of maybe spiritual growth in your life. And again, I'm seeing creativity with both of these cards. So you're either creating something, or you've got your mind on creating something. You are thinking about creating something. Some of you also are thinking about some strong emotions. We're going to get into the emotions in just a minute, but this person of interest over here, well, they're taking a time out. They're resting, they're healing, they're meditating. I don't think that they're talking or doing much of anything. They're really in more of this meditative headspace, whereas you're actually thinking about creating something in your life, healing something in your life, and there could be a lot of feelings. Like a lot of times Aquarians are accused of intellectualizing our feelings, rationalizing our feelings. So some of you might be doing that, that you think that you're thinking about it, but there's some kind of overlap with feelings, okay, in your thought life. All right, what you are feeling is Seven of Swords reversed. So, are you feeling like it's time to come clean of all the shenanigans in your life? Okay, I'm not saying you've been running shenanigans. Maybe you have. There's some cross watchers here, right? But like for my Aquarian viewers, it's almost like giving up. I just heard giving up the ghost. Okay, like whatever the ghosts of your past were, giving it up, which makes total sense with Saturn moving out of the 12th house into our first, where hopefully you dealt with all the demons from your past over the last 2.5 years. And then when Saturn went into your first house in December, it's on to this new cycle in your life where you're not dragging in the demons from the last 29-year cycle. You're not bringing them into the new 29-year cycle, right? So some of you are feeling, I don't know if you feel those seal, I mean, especially some of us who were born under a Mercury retrograde, we think about the past a lot, regardless of where, you know, what's going on in our 12th house. And I do get some kind of looking back feeling with this, okay, with this card. I get, you know, with it in the reverse, this vibe like you're giving up on the past, or, and it might be coming from this place of feeling like somebody outsmarted you in your past, but now you're rethinking your approach. I'm going to get more into that in a moment. Your person of interest, they're feeling nostalgic. They're reminiscing about the good old days. And your obstacle, well, that is Eight of Cups. Emotionally disconnecting from this. it's hard to emotionally disconnect from this, is what I think. And the advice is Two of Wands in reverse. Interesting card because, you know, in the upright, that would be about you making plans for your future. But in the reverse, it's almost like you've got to deal with some fear of the unknown. And that might be why you're having trouble emotionally disconnecting from something in the past that you gave up on, that you maybe felt like someone outsmarted you, yet you're still emotionally attached to it. And maybe because detaching, disconnecting would mean that you have to start something new. But what is the new? It's something unknown. And so maybe staying emotionally attached to what is known, bad as it is your way of playing it safe. Some of you are failing to plan and you need to address that. Some of you, and I'm going to tell you, like, I'm looking at myself as an Aquarian, you know, with 3 Aquarius placements in my chart. I'm like trying to look at myself and say, okay, I mean, am I guilty of that? Probably. It's hard, especially for us older ones, when, you know, we're in our 40s, 50s, maybe even older than that, and our entire lives we've not really known what the fullness of this is. We've had a lot of people come in and say that they were bringing that cup, but then in hindsight, you look back and you realize that this person, they weren't really in love with you. They loved what you did for them. They loved how, you know, you made them look in front of their friends and family. They loved what they thought you were going to give them. You know, they loved the sex. They loved your money, your resources, your connections, whatever. You fill in the blank. But they did not love you. And so it's hard to deprogram from 45 years of that, you know. And it's not to say that everybody out there is bad, but as you get older and wiser in your years, you start to understand that a lot of people just flat don't know how to love. And I've long said that I feel that planet Earth is quite possibly a spiritual school that we come into to learn how to love and be loved. And we're failing miserably at it. I mean, look around. Look around. So some of you, you know, it might seem like a really nice idea to get new love in your life, but if you're kind of jaded from the past, you know, and especially with Saturn in that 12th house, my God, that made it really hard for us to even believe in love anymore. You know, it's like, really is, I mean, if anybody were to come in during Saturn in your 12th house and tell you that they are in love with you, I mean, whoa. They better prove it. They better prove it. Because I think that a lot of people, when they go through that transit, it's just not so believable anymore. It gets very, very sober, right? This stuff of the spirit, right? This energy of the spirit realm, which is, again, is 12th house. But you put Saturn in there bringing limitation, constriction. Well, I can't really idealize. I can't really believe in pie in the sky stuff anymore. Like, as much as I want to, my life experience has shown me that I need to really get you to substantiate that, dude. You can't just tell me. We can't just sit here and make believe, you know. Because Venus ain't in my 12th house, or Saturn's in there, you know. Jupiter's not in my 12th house. Saturn's in there, you know. So, anyway. All right, let me move on and clarify some of this stuff, and maybe that will help me kind of flesh the story out a little bit more. I want to know what this Ace of Cups is about for you in terms of thinking, because it's a very emotional card in a placement of your thought life. So, little confusing. or puzzling, I should say. I'm not really confused, but I'm kind of puzzled, like, explain that. So this wants to pop out, that wants to pop out, and that one as well. So, yeah, some of you are maybe wanting to heal this issue of having your heart broken and being isolated, being separated from people. And some of you, when you kind of, you know, maybe cut people out of your life because of the pain that they were bringing, it's almost like you became cold as ice in some way, or at least that's the way people see you, okay, right? That's not the reality. It's, we're Aquarians, we're compartmentalizing our feelings. There's a lot of, right? That cold ice once melted is water. Oh, there's some water there. There's a whole lot of water here, okay? So people might look at you like an ice queen because you cut them out and everything, but they really hurt you, and this was a matter of self-protection for you to put up these boundaries and these walls because you felt that these other people weren't going to protect you, and you had to protect yourself by cutting them out of your life. And, well, actually, no, this one that came next. 7 of Rainbows, actually that's 7 of Pentacles. I think there's been a long history of this. Long history, okay? You had a lot of patience with these people before, you know, finally separation came in, or finally you decided to sever it. Because I think you were hoping and waiting and wishing, you know, that things were eventually going to change, but with the Judgment card, which is this Beyond the Illusion card, is what it's representing. You made a decision, and that's because you looked beyond the illusion of, well, I mean, you know, maybe, I was talking to my daughter last night on the phone, and she's in her 20s, and, you know, I told her, I said, when I was your age, there were people who were doing things, and I would think to myself in my 20-something years, you know, I'd be like, well, you know, we're young. They'll grow up. No, wrong. I told her, I said, this is what I've learned. You know, in my 40s, I'm going to be 46 in February, by the way. So, I learned that people are pretty much who they are. They don't change a whole lot. People usually do not change a whole lot, okay? And so the issues that they're dealing with right now are probably the issues they're going to be dealing with later on. You know, like if you're in a relationship, like you've been around this person for several years, and they just keep going through the same cycles and the same patterns, and they keep relapsing, and it's frustrating you, like, why do they keep doing that? Why do they keep doing that? Well, you know, I hate to break it to you, but they're probably going to be doing that for quite a while, and that's why, you know, now, I'm sorry, I do get my sword out as a Queen of Swords. I'll get the sword out a lot quicker now in my 40s than I did in my 20s. I will cut this off. I will separate myself from it, as cold as it seems. And the reason why is because I've learned from life experience, right, looking back at the past, I've learned that you get what you, that's who this person is, okay? Like this hoping and wishing and thinking that if I invest more in this person, or that in time they're going to change, but then they don't. They are who they are. You know, and I don't know why I'm hearing many moons, you sat there waiting for things to get better before you finally saw beyond the illusion. And you made a decision, made a judgment call, okay? I really think that, I don't know that you necessarily want to renew things with people who you've separated yourself from. I feel that if they haven't changed, the answer is no. And the probability of them changing is pretty low, okay? So I really feel in this instance, you're thinking, for many of you, about getting renewal in your life as an individual, not necessarily with these other people, but you're looking at, how do I begin again? How do I get love flowing in my life again? Healing in my life again? Because this is also, this cup's energy is also spirit, right? Which we saw over here in the placement of this other person. So this might be, your person of interest might be new love coming in. I'm going to say that, okay? Um, Let me see about them. What is this Four of Swords about for them? Well, you've got Two of Cups clarifying the Four of Swords. So this might be somebody who you're on friendly terms with right now. Or there was some kind of soul union, but it's in the middle of being healed, and they're thinking about, I don't know that you're talking to them right now, okay? I don't think really much of anything has gone on. Things, when you last talked to them, might have left off on friendly terms. But there's a timeout going on in this union. And I don't know, I'm getting some past energy here. So I'm not sure if this is still 12th house stuff. Some of you may, given, your individual charts, you may still have Saturn in your 12th house, because it doesn't all leave 12th house at the same time. And most certainly, given your unique natal chart, it might not even be in your 12th house. But if you want to know more about that, you got to see my video on Saturn in Aquarius. I'll put the link for the video at the very end of this video. But I am getting some past energy. I'm getting that there was something in the past, that you two do have a connection. There's meditating, healing, meditating on this and healing something about it, okay? But I don't think there's any talking or taking action with this person. Maybe you did sever ties with them, okay? Because I'm also getting they're feeling nostalgic. And again, this all implies that the past, that you have had a connection. You do have memories together. So that's quite interesting. Let me pull from a deck on feelings, and let me see what you're feeling. I don't really see you reminiscing about somebody from the past. I feel like you're in the mindset of, I guess I need to move on and get a new game plan for my life, because this ain't working out with these people. They never change. They never come back. They never offer me what I want, Yeah, there's some kind of frustration here that you're feeling. Some of you feel that you've been blocked, hindered, prevented. It's like you're in a traffic jam. How do you move forward? You don't know how. And so, again, it's going back to this of you trying to, you've maybe had to give up on applying your effort in some respect to this, like, relationship, okay? Because you feel like it's out of your hands. People have made decisions to, I don't know, cut ahead of you, cut you off in your path. They've made decisions to, block you from moving forward. And I don't know why you followed them in the first place. Maybe that's what you're evaluating and thinking, like, well, I'm getting a lot of stuff now. And maybe you're thinking, I got to find another way. Can I throw this car in reverse? Can I do I need to just get out and walk? I mean, what do? I don't know why I'm seeing that video from REM. I believe is it Everybody Hurts, I think, where he's stuck in a traffic jam and he's walking out. Y'all might want to go watch that, okay? I think you are grateful for a lot of things in your life right now. I don't think you have it all bad, okay? But the problem is that you're not fulfilled. A lot of signs are getting this card this week, by the way. And you want somebody to relieve you. You want somebody to maybe reassure you, put you at ease about what's going on with your life and the direction that you're headed in. But I'm sorry, it just seems like some of you, and I'm gonna share something personal with you because it might help you, okay? And in my personal prayer time, I feel in meditation, I feel like Spirit has been telling me that, you know, I am supposed to be partnered, okay? Like my natal north node is in the 7th house, so I am supposed to be partnered. You as an Aquarian, you are supposed to be plugged in and connected to the collective, right? But when we get to this point where we cut ourselves off and we disconnect, we are badly, badly hurt. And people don't know, or they either don't know how to help us, or they're not willing, because what we're asking of them is out of alignment with what they want. And why did we align ourselves anyway? See, this is what Spirit was showing me, that in my own personal healing, I've been shown that, you know, I rushed in and connected and plugged in with people like the Aquarian I am, with a North Node in the 7th house, which was totally, you know, my calling and on purpose. Like, this is what I was supposed to do. But where I went wrong is plugging in with the wrong people, not knowing myself and my values and other people as well. And so there were misalignments there. And when things didn't line up, that feeling came out. And the only thing I know how to do is throw my hands up in the air and say, I quit. I quit. Yeah, maybe it was right to quit that relationship. It was not a proper alignment. Maybe it was a relationship that should have never been started in the first place. If everybody was self-aware and being completely honest, they would have had a really sober conversation to say, hey, good to meet you, and I see that what you want out of life is not quite where I'm going in life, and, you know, wish you luck on your way, you know. But people don't do that. People want to make believe that this is the one, and they want to make it work, and I'm guilty of that with all my Pisces placements, so I'm not condemning any of y'all. But this is just human nature, right? We want the dream to come alive, right? We want to believe the dream. And sometimes we create these illusions in our minds that somebody is Mr. Right or Miss Right, and they're not. And the reason why the illusion is so believable is because we want to believe it and they want us to believe it. But where's the real love? So I think the lesson that I'm being shown in my prayer time is not necessarily to totally go it alone, but to reconnect, plug in, to be attached. Yeah, disconnect, emotionally disconnect from some people, but, you know, practice selective permeability. Let people in that are rightly aligned. That takes a lot of self-awareness. So your person of interest here that's very nostalgic in their feelings, they're ashamed about something in the past. I don't know if when you cut them out, you said something that basically made them feel like they were a piece of shit. Sorry. And we're air signs. We can cut right to the heart of things. You know, we can let you know how the cow ate the cabbage. And so now they're probably feeling like crap, and that there's no respect, that you have no respect for them. And maybe they feel that there's something that you did that humiliated them. Like that's you with that gray figure, the parent and child, like. And this might, in fact, for some of you have to do with the parent-child relationship, because the, not only am I seeing that in the picture here, but I know that the Six of Cups can sometimes represent childhood, but it can also represent somebody from your younger years that you knew when you were younger. So take it however it applies, but Yeah, I think there were trust issues. I feel like you could not rely on this person, and when you called them out on that, on how they betrayed your trust and how they were unreliable, and maybe you very innocent in a childlike way believed in them and depended on them and they let you down, and then you called them out on that. I think that now they feel like crap, and some of you are going to go, well, good, they should, you know. So the Ten of Cups just came out as I was talking about that, and again, that can go back to marriage and family, can go back to your ideals. So might have been family, might have been somebody you were married to, or somebody you had idealized, which, gosh, could cover a lot of things, right? But let's see about this obstacle with the Eight of Cups. Why is that an obstacle? So I believe in this deck. I gotta look it up because this is a funny little deck that I have here. I think this is Page of Cups. If not, it's a Knight of Cups. But it's very emotional energy. And so I think that there's this issue of feelings again coming up. Yeah, this is actually Knight of Cups in this deck. So this is about you breaking free, which kind of takes me back to that Fool card in reverse that came out. I mean, like, you could get out of there. You can open your wings and a whole sky, a whole new sky is yours to fly. But have you been clinging to a cage? And this card is about freedom being the highest value and everything else being secondary. So there's something about you breaking free by emotionally disconnecting. And I don't know if I'm getting like some of you are in emotional prison. This is because you have attached to things that they're holding you back from, you know, really getting into. I'm really seeing it tied to maybe your love life, okay? That this is the new beginning, right? This is you flying free. Even those fish are just swimming like that, and that one is a new beginning, and this speaks of, you know, a new beginning. And even if we just look at Knight of Cups in its most basic interpretation, it goes back to this love life stuff. Some of you, I mean, you know, you are emotionally attached to things that have held you captive in prison. And others of you, you've disconnected from it, but you are still in the jail, the 12th house, the past, okay? And it's time to lift the cup to a new beginning, okay? So what is the advice for Aquarius with the Two of Wands in reverse? And I'm feeling these two. Oh my God, what are the chances? Two of Wands in reverse, clarifying Two of Wands in reverse. Okay, and here we have more about this creativity. So I'm getting a lot of creativity here, 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 and even here is like creative rethinking of something, okay? Like you're going to have to think out of the box, Aquarius. Whatever way you thought it was gonna be, you're going to have to rethink, right? Like, I mean, I'm gonna tell you, and some of y'all don't want to hear this, okay? Because we get a lot of people, particularly on YouTube, want to be lied to. I know most of my audience is not about that. Thank you very much. But, you know, the sober reality that I've had to think is like, okay, they're not coming back. They're not sorry. They're never gonna give me what I want. So do I just stay here in this cage? Or do I, you know, fly out and try to get some healing in my life, even if it means that I'm flying solo for the rest of my life? Or I'm flying amongst just friends, right? Just friends for the rest of my life, and family and people that I love. You know, I've had to, at almost 46 years old, and I've been divorced for like 5 years, I've had to like sit down and process the possibility that there will not be any more partnership for me in my life. That's a grim, stark reality for me, particularly as someone who's got their North Node in the 7th house. So believe me when I say this, I don't say it lightly, okay? And I have to bring it up with these cards because this is about planning for partnership in the upright. In the reverse, it's almost like, you know, you're not planning for partnership. I'm sorry to say that. And I know some of you do not want to hear this. But you got to ask yourself, what if Don Juan never comes along? Or Miss Right? What if there are no heroes? What if nobody's coming in to save you and rescue you? What if? How can you create a life of abundance where you flourish and you grow? Right? That's the Empress card. This is feminine energy. How do you create a situation where the possibilities you wanted to envision are not going to be? Or at least not the way that you had planned. Some of you may be staying in this little prison because you were playing it safe. You're afraid of what's outside. Like you know what you can expect inside that cell. But when it comes to like breaking out, right? And now I'm hearing with freedom comes responsibility. You are afraid of the responsibility, which I'm not going to knock you for. It's very real. It is a heaviness. But some of you are not planning for an inevitability that you're going to have to maybe fly solo for a time, or that you're just going to have the help of friends and family. Deep reading, I mean really deep, and I hope that in some way I said something here to encourage you wherever you're at right now. And I spent a lot of extra time because, well, I just really felt led to do that. Okay, so I hope y'all appreciate it. And if you want more time, I think in the future I am going to try to get these videos down a little shorter. Because, you know, the long videos don't do so well on YouTube. People tend to have a very short attention span on here, and then we get penalized. But for those who appreciate it, you know, make sure to come over to Etsy and check out my monthly videos. I've already got the January ones out there, and so for those of you who've already been there and supported my Etsy, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed week. Bye-bye.